Ooh.
Start, bitch. What's his name go? Oh my God.
Remember to use that.
We're live, ass faggots. I mean, oops.
Hey, David.
All right, here.
So it is 8 o'clock. We promised to go live at 8 o'clock, and we are going to hold ourselves accountable to that promise.
It's 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's true. You're right, David. It is.
Oh,
5 o'clock.
sorry, West Coasters. 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock. All right, should we start this podcast?
Go.
Welcome to the Unimaginary Friendcast. This is episode 252. It's a conversation with your socially distanced best friends, and we are your hosts.
I'm Nathan Von Edmondson.
I'm Erin Marie Betty Davis.
Wait. Oh, you guys did it too fast. Wait. All right, go. Keep going.
David, we're up to you now.
Wait. Say your name again.
I'm Nathan Von Edmondson.
I'm Erin Marie Betty Davis Jr.
And I'm DavidMonster.com.
Yeah. And today we want to bring the world to you once again. So in a world where none of us can travel, we're going to take you all on a trip across America as experienced by two of your besties just a few weeks ago. So we drove from Los Angeles to Philadelphia. And after this podcast, you won't ever have to do that trip because we've already done it for you. So there's really
You're welcome.
And you're going to feel like you're there. And then we're going to have a fiery gender reveal as we blow the lid off of our fetuses, wiener or hoo-hoo. What's it going to be? Find out at the very end. Live on the air. This has never been done before in the history of live streaming. We're going to do it. We're breaking ground tonight.
I don't know what to do.
But first, Dave, you're not David.
I'm not David.
Neither.
Oh.
Breaking news. I can start with breaking news.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this past weekend, I went. I had a Saturday, a bit of a Saturday to myself, so I decided to go for a bike ride along the Schuylkill River.
What kind of name is that?
I don't know. I imagine it's Native American.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm going to say that it is. David, do you know? You don't know.
Was it beautiful? Say it again.
Schuylkill. So there's
Schuylkill.
well, there's Kelly Drive that runs along the river there from the Philadelphia Art Museum, where the Rocky steps are, made famous by the movie Rocky, and all the amazing art that's there. And then there's like this very popular kind of like boardwalky-esque kind of lane that goes along the river. But there's a loop that you can do that's about 9 miles around. So I did that on my bike. And I had discovered this the week before when Erin and I did a short bike ride along part of it, that there's pull-up stations all along the West River Drive, which is the other side of the river on the loop. So it was really nice to discover that, to do a little bike ride, do some pull-ups. I haven't had with the gyms closed and all that, and not having a gym membership at the moment, pull-ups have been out of the loop for me. So it was nice to do some really terrible, slow pull-ups. It was great.
I love that. I think that everywhere in the world should have outdoor exercise stations.
I agree. And I gloved up and hand sanitized and all that stuff. So
I never do. But I think because they always build all these parks with kids stuff, why can't they throw up a couple of bars too across from where the kids are, so like the parents can work out and watch their stupid kids?
That's a good question.
I think they're afraid of like creepy old men hanging out at the pull-up bar, keeping their eyes on the little children.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, forget it.
David, what's your news?
My news is that, well, first of all, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore last time because I ruined the last video, and I'm not going to say who's responsible, but I did it. And I just wanted to make sure that the viewers could actually see this beautiful shirt because I'm very proud of it. And this isn't my news. We're going to get to my news in a second. But this is from a show called Schitt's Creek, which
Emmys.
Yeah, which I told you guys to watch. It won 9 Emmys, the most of any show ever, and you two ass faggots still haven't watched it. I'm sorry, that is really rude. I called you guys ass faggots. You prefer to be called ass faggots, ass eaters, butt rashes, or the Knucklehead Twins?
Butt rashes.
So,
So,
other shows won 9 Emmys before?
nope, not a sweep like that. And they swept all the main, the best show and all the best actor, actress, supporting, everything.
Wow, that's amazing. Had they won Emmy prior to this at all?
No, this is their 6th in the last season and their first Emmys.
Wow.
It's funny how it takes a while for people to catch on and realize what is a good show, I'm assuming.
I love the show. But my real news is that because there was something wrong with my tires, I could only drive 60 miles an hour for 2 days in a row. So I couldn't go over 60 miles an hour.
How did that work in LA?
I felt like a serial killer. Have you ever tried to drive 60 miles an hour on the freeway? I want to put a challenge out to everybody listening. Try to drive only 60 miles an hour for your entire trip on the freeway and see what happens.
Is that what serial killers do?
Oh, I'm just like tooling along in the slow lane like a freak. And I could see, but people are stupid because they kept getting behind me and I'm not going any faster than 60 miles an hour. And I could feel their frustration and I could feel it myself. But yeah, like you feel like a freak. You feel like there's something really wrong with you and you're going to do something really bad.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that it was very therapeutic and you think everyone should drive 60 miles per hour and it was very relaxing.
It was a little relaxing in that I could let go. You know what? It was relaxing in that I could let go and not try to get anywhere. That was relaxing. I was like, oh yeah, I could just I'm just going to go 60 and that's it. You know what it was? Do it. It's a therapeutic exercise. Do it.
I have to say, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of our recording, but if you're just listening to this, we are live streaming now every episode. You can see it now on Facebook or YouTube. So if you're listening to this after the fact, you can go to either one of those at Unimaginary Friend and watch what's going on. We are going to it's going to be a pretty visual episode. We will talk you through it as listeners, but we have a kitten right now that's sitting on the table. It's just adorable. And I really recommend watching as well as listening or just watching either way, because you can comment live. And David, are you going to monitor the comments?
Yeah, we have 2 comments already.
All right. Anything worth sharing or just worth?
Well, Christopher Davis just said, I have to go and make a poo pizza.
I want a poo pizza.
Hashtag ew. And Nancy Von Edmondson, she sends a shout out to Siggy.
Aww.
Shout out to Siggy.
That's you.
I need to point out some props on the table here. We have, this is a little teaser for what's to come. We have a crown and a tiara, which is going to tease our big fiery gender reveal.
A tiara.
So
I'm waving. What's your news, stupid? I mean, Erin.
Pretty much the only news I can give is what's been consuming my life the last 2 weeks, which is I've been helping a local museum open up a new program at night where you can tour the site at night, which is the first time they've ever done that. And it's been a lot of work, but we had opening weekend this past weekend. It was pretty successful. We sold out the majority of the weekend. And we've already decided to expand our nights to be longer so that more people can come because the demand is there. I think partially because there's nothing else to do in this world aside from our live stream.
That sounds cool. I want to do it. And where is it?
It's in Philadelphia. It's at the Eastern State Penitentiary.
That sounds cool. It's scary at night just by itself with nothing, with no demons or anything.
It's beautiful at night. I know beautiful is a weird way to describe a ruined penitentiary, but they have it all lit up. It's just, it's really special.
No, it is beautiful. It would make an amazing house.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think I'd want to live there. Part of my job is to make sure people don't get locked there overnight.
Uh-oh.
So I think that would be somebody's worst nightmare.
Uh-oh.
Or someone's dream come true.
Or someone's dream come true.
Moving on to our gold star, Brianna Taylor. Congratulations. I know this is a kind of
Congratulations.
We'll explain. I swear we're not monsters. Go, David.
All right, it's really sad because today we're recording on the day that no officers were held responsible for her murder in any way, and the only charge against them is endangering the life of her neighbors. All right, they killed her, but they endangered the life of her neighbors. She was asleep, but they endanger the life of her neighbors. So she deserves something. Wherever she is, we want to give her something to fucking have. And I gotta say, I have to say, because I read online, there's a lot of people that are fucking psychopaths saying that, like, that people just come out attacking, like, these people don't know her and they're attacking her, saying she shouldn't have been doing what she was doing and she deserved it and stuff like that. And it's like,
She shouldn't have been sleeping.
like, well, because there are people that said she has ties to criminals and stuff. I don't know what she did, but I don't think she deserves to get shot in her sleep. She was an EMT, and there's plenty of people that said she was like turning her life around and going to school and stuff. It doesn't matter. She deserves something. She deserves some peace or something. What?
No, you're right. It doesn't matter at all. Like, any of the details, the fact that they barged into her home unlawfully and shot her, and her boyfriend or her husband, I'm not sure, had a weapon and was about to fight back because he thought they were house intruders. The weapon was legal. There was literally there's no good way to have the cops come out of this. It just, hi baby, sorry.
Well, they are. It's sad, and it's just like, it's showing me that we have a faction of this country, and it's the same people that are coming out against Ruth Bader Ginsberg. I don't know if you've seen, but there's a whole bunch of Christian pastors. There's a whole bunch of Christian pastors that saying they prayed for the death of Ruth Bader Ginsberg because she is the most evil entity in America since Adolf Hitler.
Oh my God.
And they say they keep like sharing things, and I get this on my news feeds through the white people, who live in the South or whatever. They're sharing things that say, like, they have quotes of Ruth Bader Ginsberg saying that kids should be able to have sex at age 12, which she never said, but they believe it. And it's just.
She was literally like, well, I was going to compare her to Mother Teresa. I know you hate Mother Teresa, but she's like a saint in like, she's the only reason women have any of the rights they have now.
She's better than a saint because she never claimed to be a saint. All those other saints claimed to be a saint. She said what she was, and she would tell what her faults were, which is what a good person does. I almost wanted to give the gold star to Donald Trump, because did you hear what he said when he first heard the news? What?
What did he say?
He said she's a wonderful woman. This is a tragedy. It's a terrible thing to happen to America at this time. And it's like, wait, what? I was like, what? And he said it again later too. So I don't know what's going on, but he actually had a moment of whatever this is.
Because he doesn't want everyone on the other side to hate him as much as they already do for filling her seat within a week, which is what he's going to try to do, or at least get to the Senate. Like 2 hours after she died, Mitch McConnell put out a statement saying, "Oh, we're so sorry she died, but Trump's going to get his vote." Like, fuck you. You couldn't wait till the next morning? Fuck you.
I know. It sucks. Mitch McConnell is one of the worst things that ever happened. I have some comments. Chris Burt, world famous Chris Burt of cbactortraveler.com says my shirt rocks. And he also says, Erin, I saw Erin writing with someone outside. Writing what, Erin?
Ooh, I'm writing a mockumentary. It's going to be very close to, it's going to be like a film, but it's going to make you question the lines between film and documentary.
Ooh, who are you writing it with?
The world famous director, Jody Lauren Miller.
Jody Lauren Miller.
She's been on the podcast before.
And is it lesbian in nature?
We haven't written any of those scenes yet. I'm not going to put it out.
I have a question for you then. Can I write those scenes for the film?
We'll talk. We'll talk after.
We better.
I'm so glad that Chris is here. I'm so glad that my brother's making poo pizza. I'm so glad Nancy's here. Whoever else that we have not shouted out to, it's David's fault because he's monitoring the comments.
It's hard, doll. It's so hard to push all the banners and monitor the comments. Ooh, David.
All right. How's everybody feeling?
I guess we're good. Why do you ask?
I really want to go on more of a rampage about Mitch McConnell and all the Republicans being complete hypocrites about pushing through the Supreme Court nominee when they blocked Obama and they said that you couldn't do it within a year of an election because the people have to get their vote, but I won't get into it.
Totally. Just yell at the people in your family that are still supporting Trump.
I know. All right. Well, how about we get into, we're going to take you guys on a visual adventure across America. Right behind us here in the studio, we're going to have our images. So if you have the opportunity to make your screen big, you'll be able to see them a little bit better. If not, I will post these all. And if you're listening, we'll talk you through everything. But as you guys all know at this point, we've decided to make our podcast bi-coastal. So we've moved half of our studio to a little place outside of Philadelphia, and we are representing both coasts right now. And in order to do that in a pandemic, we had to figure out how to get across the country safely. So this is what we settled on. And I'm pointing out a picture of a 25-foot RV, which we spent 7 days living in, sleeping in, cooking in, pooping in, driving in. So we 3,500 miles in this bad boy. No hotels, no restaurants.
No restaurants? You didn't go to a restaurant?
We did once, and I will show you. But
once?
We
Ew, you guys are psychopaths. Go ahead.
Pandemic, David. We had to keep ourselves safe.
You know what we used to call that in the 60s and 70s? We called it a camper.
I think they still have campers, but they're
Yeah.
considered more the older versions now. Now they're recreational vehicles.
Wait, did I hear that you guys pooped in it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
We just pooped in it.
Ew. Did you throw it away when you got home?
And Nathan had to learn the hard way how to empty the pump of shit.
Oh God. Boo.
Yeah.
Ew, Nathan. Hashtag ew, Nathan.
That was pretty gross. There's the you shit and then the RV shits, basically.
Yeah.
Ew, I don't like that.
Sometimes we would stay at RV camps where you can hook up. They usually have dump sites where you can dump all your shit. So like every other day we'd be dumping all the waste that we put into it. It was fun. Hey.
Ew.
Hey.
Ew.
So you might be wondering what happened to our cats. So I have some photos here. This is what it was like to drive across the country in an RV with two cats, one of them being a kitten.
God, that looks adorable.
Is the two of them asleep on my lap. They've never, ever, ever sat this close to each other.
Before or since?
Before or since. It was a really traumatic first day. They curled up in my lap and just kind of held each other. And we're like, why is this happening? Why is our world, our ground shaking under us? But he really took to it. He's the younger one that's on the table right now. He would sit on the dashboard and just watch the road go by. And then he especially loved being on Nathan in some capacity while he was driving. So there's a photo here of him on his shoulder,
cute.
helping him navigate like a parrot.
Oh yeah, I drove the entire way, didn't I?
Yeah, he had to. I wasn't listed as a driver.
Oh my God, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very much a housewife where I like prepared all the meals and like, made sure things were kept tidy.
Did you guys like that arrangement?
I think it worked for the RV trip.
Okay. We mold ourselves to the situation, and this worked perfectly for this trip.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then here's the big one. This is Cooper. This was like the first 3 days where he would sit on the back. There's a little couch behind Nathan's driver's seat. He would sit behind him and just yowl into his ear. But he has a wide open mouth going.
Yeah, that lasted for about 8 hours, I'd say.
It was the first 2 days into the third day.
Really?
Yeah, he was the worst the first day, but
yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
So driving out of LA was it was kind of a weird timing because there were no fires before, and then as we were driving away, LA started to burn down. So it's
Uh-oh.
fear of one of the Azusa fire, which was like crazy to drive by and through.
This was just a few days after it started, I believe, maybe 2 days.
Maybe a day or two after it started. Yeah. And since then, obviously, like anyone that has been following the news knows that California's been having a hard time.
Can I say something?
Please.
Fires are terrible. Like, they're super really not cool. But you can take the coolest, most beautiful photographs when there's a fire, and I'm sorry. Okay.
Do you see this? So this is fire sunset from the
yeah. They make beautiful fires, make gorgeous sunsets.
Unfortunately, you are right. And then, so the first night we were trying to find a place to sleep in Arizona, and we decided to just sleep at a rest area. And then I woke up at 4 a.m. and realized the bottom of my mouth had swelled up like to the size of a golf ball. So we then had to find the closest emergency room.
Yeah, David, you have a confused look on your face. So it was the area right below her tongue, where her tongue meets the bottom of her mouth. That whole area swelled up like a golf ball.
Ew, why?
No one to this day knows. But most likely it's a weird pregnancy symptom because there's extra blood flow around my mouth. But no one in the ER knew. No one I've seen since has known. So
what did they do to treat you?
Nothing.
They just watched me for a few hours and then like just wanted to make sure that it wasn't an emergency where my throat was going to close up because we were driving into the desert where there's no services for days, you know. So they just wanted to make sure that whatever it is was going to just not kill me. And they felt confident that that was true.
They're like, we don't know what it is, but see you later.
Exactly what happened.
Hey, Chris Burt says, beautiful photos, Erin.
Thank you, Chris.
And Nancy Edmondson is urging all of us to check out Mandy Patinkin's Twitter because he took the same exact trip in the opposite direction to see a stupid kid.
Oh, that's cool. He actually, and Mandy Patinkin, he actually was in the same size RV from the same company.
Really?
Yeah. So
really?
Yeah, it's basically the same vehicle that we drove in.
Was it Cruise America?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. So by the way, we use a company called Cruise America. So if you are ever interested in driving across country in an RV, they're probably the biggest company that
I think they're.
Oh, wait.
They may be one of the only ones that at least do cross country or do one ways like that. I think you can find local places if you just wanted to do like a weekend around whatever area you find yourself in. But they're the big one.
Thank you. Yeah. That's what she said. There you go. And this is what Chris said. There you go.
Picture in front of the Taj Mahal there. Another world traveler.
Wait, I didn't even look at it. Ooh, wow. All right, let's keep that up for a little bit. Okay, keep going.
After I got out of the emergency room, we were pretty behind schedule with where we wanted to be. So we drove into Flagstaff and just fell asleep in a Walmart parking lot.
Classy.
Oh, that's right. You can always park in a Walmart parking lot, huh?
Most of the time. Yeah. Apparently, there are some locations where they won't let you do it now. I don't know the extent of it, though.
Yeah.
But in general, yes.
All right, wait. How did you talk when your tongue was all swelled up or whatever? Do it.
I was able to talk, I think.
Yeah, you talk.
Yeah, it was scary, though. I didn't know if it was an allergic reaction and I was going into anaphylactic shock or something, you know? It was feeling for me. But
which reminds me, I'm not going to tell you who told me this, but there's a source that says that David Monster bought you guys enough supplies to last a week on the trip and that you guys finished them before you even hit the freeway.
That is not true. We should have given you the gold star for that. David shows up the day before we leave with a Trader Joe's bag filled with the best snacks. And I have to say, David, the best thing you gave us was that chocolate hummus.
Isn't it good? Chocolate hummus, people.
So my favorite thing was we cut up apples and dipped it. It was like it's like frosting. It's so good.
Now I want to try that. Now it's chocolate. Go to Trader Joe's, chocolate hummus. It's not bad for you. It's good. Awesome, thanks. But how fast did you finish it? Like in half an hour? Was that all the supplies gone?
No, we
had leftovers when we arrived.
Not of David's stuff though. Oh, the JoJo's might have made it. We didn't make it through the whole box.
Although I cleaned them up. I finished them up when I got here.
Wait, did you dip the JoJo's in the chocolate hummus?
Oh, I didn't
That's a
even think
good
of doing
idea.
that.
Oh, now I want to do that too. But I want to get strawberries and dip them in chocolate hummus.
It's got to be the best thing ever. But you would get the honorary gold star.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brianna Taylor is much more important than this, but
Thank you. Oh.
yeah.
All right, sorry, keep going.
All right, so we left Flagstaff. We woke up from our nap after the ER visit. Really good start to the trip.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of like funky national monuments and national parks. I bought a national park pass. So basically what I did was I found a route across country that hit as many national parks as possible.
Wow.
So this is like the right outside of Flagstaff. There's a whole bunch of ruins in the desert from desert dwellers that were really funky. It was like 120 degrees out though, so we didn't really explore too much. But here's a picture of the ruins.
Wow.
And then we continued on up to southeast Utah, which is a place I've always wanted to go, which is Monument Valley.
Oh.
And we like ran into a whole herd of sheep that were crossing the road. We were kind of like so in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the desert. There's like only animals running around. And it was just absolutely gorgeous driving. Like you can see that we're just driving to these like bright pink mountains in Utah. So just stunning landscapes. This is a kind of a quick taster of what Monument Valley's like. These dramatic, bright red rock structures that just jut up for miles and miles. Pretty spectacular.
It was spectacular. I don't know what. Do you have any more photos from that day?
Mhm.
So
That looks beautiful.
yeah,
It is.
we had like I don't know so many miles. I forget where we were heading after that, but we were like it's going to take 2 hours, and it took like 4 because we just kept stopping
Oh my God,
as the sun kept setting.
sorry, he's like nursing on my breast right now. Very
Oh my God.
on TV.
Is he getting any milk?
I don't have any of that. Not yet.
Oh. I know you might as well stop at everything because when are you going to get through there over again?
Yeah.
Right, and it was one of the most breathtaking landscape sunsets I've ever seen in my entire life. It some of the depth that you would see, and my brother saw some photos. Was like it looked like images out of Star Wars, actually, like the most beautiful images in Star Wars.
I don't know. I still think Utah might be the most spectacular state in the United States. And this was only the smallest corner that we drove through. And it just absolutely blew our minds. And we'd been to probably 4 out of the 5 big 5 national parks in Utah, which
I
are
think so.
incredible as well. But
And you took those pictures?
yeah, of course.
You didn't get them off the internet?
David, I'm a photographer.
I know they're beautiful.
All I could do this summer. I was supposed to be on a National Geographic safari in Africa. So
They're beautiful. Your pictures are always lovely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then we get into Colorado. So we, instead of going, a lot of people go up and go through the middle of Colorado. We hug the southern border of Colorado, which were, you can see all the Rocky Mountains, but there's, it was a lot of like really beautiful plains and flowers. And our ultimate destination was this, which is Great Sand Dunes National Park.
Ooh.
So this is so crazy. It's like you were driving in the middle of where were we? Was it Colorado?
It's
We're in the
Colorado.
middle of Colorado, and then suddenly there are these sand dunes, just like pushed up against a mountain range. But it looks like you're on the Sahara or something.
Oh my God, yeah. And they're huge. So it's a national park. Did you cook any meals in the RV? Yes, we did, actually.
Oh. Thank you.
Good question. We did cook a whole bunch of meals. Obviously, like sandwiches and wraps and like granola and stuff for breakfast were kind of a staple. But what I actually did was I did a whole bunch of crock pot recipes before we traveled, and I froze it. So it was super easy. Just like we stop somewhere, defrost it, and go.
And when we stopped here, we were able to cook out because we had we rented a campsite for the RV that evening, and we made barbecue ribs on the grill, which were probably some of the best barbecue ribs I've ever had.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Amazing.
Yes.
Totally.
Hot pot curry and chili.
Sounds amazeballs.
Yeah, and we got to stop we stopped once at a grocery store and kind of stocked up.
Yeah.
halfway through.
Once the whole time? Once?
Yeah, but we had a big fridge, and we could
Wow.
fully stocked for the most part. We probably could have made it across country, but we would have been pretty hungry.
That's amazing. Did you guys meet anybody at the rest stops and stuff?
No, I don't think we talked at rest stops.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, because I figured you're like camping together, but I guess not.
Everyone kind of kept to themselves. I think, it is COVID, so people would smile and just keep their distance.
Siggy's giving Nathan's arm a bath right now. Let's point that out.
Oh, that's so cute.
The great sand dunes you can drive down, and it's a free for all. You can just go anywhere you want in the dunes, and it's like huge mounds of sand. Like it's going to take you 45 minutes to get to the highest one, and then they just keep going and keep going. It feels like you're in the Sahara. And you can camp there at night. It's apparently one of the dark skies where it's pitch black, so people will like hike up to the top, bring their tents, and just camp out and look at the stars, and it's dead quiet. It's a really special place.
Wow. Did you guys surf the sand dunes at all, or like snowboard the sand dunes?
One thing you can do, I did not do that because of my my condition, but you could rent boards and just board down them.
People were like sledding basically down the sand dunes.
I want to do that. Did you guys? You didn't do it, Nathan?
We didn't have a board with us. We didn't bring a sled, and I think it was like $50 or something for 3. I don't know. We kind of looked at the prices and shrugged and decided to just walk around.
I think everybody was not doing it because I couldn't do it.
Everybody?
We had some long days too, so it was like, I don't know, I'm pretty exhausted.
Yeah, I did meet up with a close friend that lives in Denver. Were the cats cool with the litter box usage in the RV? That's a good question, Chris. They set up the litter box in place of the shower, and they would not go while the RV was going, but once we'd stop, they'd use it. And they usually take really stinky poop right when we were trying to eat.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's really
Did you guys
living in
Did you let them? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's just like you're basically living in a studio apartment for 7 days, like with 2 people and 2 animals. It's not the most comfortable situation.
Yeah.
Did you guys just let them loose at the sand dune because it's like a huge litter box?
They'd never come back.
Yeah, it's good question, but no. So this is so I met up with, like I mentioned that I met up with a friend of mine, my maid of honor, and this is just us hiking to the top of the dunes. I didn't go that far because of my condition.
So her and her husband, and I have to point out that her husband was who cooked the barbecue ribs, so it wasn't us.
Yeah, we can't take credit.
Oh wow, that's so cool! I want ribs on the road.
They were freaking amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
All right, moving forward, we got to Colorado Springs, which is right before we're about to cut due east into Kansas. When we went to Garden of the Gods, which are these really dramatic red rock formations. Here's us climbing around on them. Hey, Siggy, you're in the middle of the photo.
That's beautiful.
It's kind of a pretty popular location, I think, the Garden of the Gods, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
Although after we did our trip, I saw on Facebook some friends of mine, someone was driving past there actually, and it's like, there's no garden and there's no gods.
That's all true.
Everyone was kind of hating on this location. I don't know why, because it's pretty spectacular.
Wait, people said that? People said there's no garden and there's no gods?
They're just being jokey.
Oh. Now I want to do it, and I want to go there and like, But it's like the whole point is these huge rock formations, and that's like the Garden of the Gods, right? Isn't that the point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very accessible, which is great. So it does feel a little touristy, I guess, because they're all right there on the side of the road, basically. And there's just a loop that you can drive around, and then there's little hikes that you can do around it. But it's not that big of an area, really.
Yeah.
But it's so unique and spectacular. I don't know why you would.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I had gone when my brother's still watching. How did we shower? So I'll pause and answer that question.
No, that's a good question. I was trying to remember, actually. I was like, wait a minute, the litter box was in the shower, but I do remember showering.
We did. We showered maybe 3 times.
3 or 4.
Ew.
Showered at an RV park. So you can stop at RV parks, rent a spot, and then they usually have showers that you
Yeah, we decided not to use the one in the RV, partially because we gave it to the cats for their bathroom. And if we were going to shower, we'd have to wipe it down and then set up the bathroom again for the cats. So we just didn't want the hassle. But we're not quite in Kansas yet on the trip. But when we get to Kansas, we stay at this little lake in Topeka. And we got there pretty late. And so we decided that we want to take showers. And every single inch of the walk there is covered in like massive spiders.
I've never seen more spider webs on a building
And
outside of a
spiders.
haunted house.
It was absolutely terrifying. It was like going through a haunted house to try to get in to take a shower, like to the point where I was like, I'd regressed back to being an 8-year-old, and I like had to make Nathan go in first.
Yeah, it was like the movie Arachnophobia, if you've ever seen it. The house that's just completely covered. That's what it looked like.
I would have just driven away.
We have another question from Chris. Did you see a lot of tourists? Were they wearing masks or social distancing? Great question.
Yeah. It varied by state, I'd say, and location.
I think once we got to Kansas, and we're heading to Kansas next, we saw a lot less masks and a lot less social distancing. But it seemed like a lot of the Western states were taking it seriously. Like Arizona got hit so hard, obviously California. Colorado's really liberal. So I feel like there's more, it's hard to call like Utah or Arizona more progressive, but they seem to be taken a little bit more seriously at those places.
Wow.
Say so, yeah. But it varied, and you could tell, you could kind of make assumptions about who was wearing masks and what their political views were, or how they were viewing the whole situation, obviously, by whether or not they were wearing masks. So
yeah, I mean, we always did when we got out. What's up, David?
I have a question. Was it in the white evangelical conservative states that people weren't wearing masks the most?
I noticed it for sure, like Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana.
Oh, wait, I have a question. In Kansas, did you guys see the big barn with the quilted swastika on the side?
No,
we didn't see that.
Oh, that's too bad.
See Kansas.
Oh, wait, did we answer the showering question? Yeah, showered at RV parks.
Question.
So now we're in Kansas.
It looks like we're in Arizona.
And I had like totally discounted Kansas. I was like, oh, it's going to be flat and boring. But I did a little research to try to find something interesting in Kansas. And Kansas ended up being a highlight for us. I think, honestly, like of all the beautiful landscapes, yes, they were beautiful. But we just like had so much fun in Kansas exploring. What's up?
Did you go to the Wizard of Oz Museum?
Hold on, you're getting ahead of me.
Yeah, David, slow down.
Hashtag sorry.
We did. We went to the chalk pyramids, which is pretty much the only thing that's not a flat ground in Kansas.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this in the photo. Here's our RV, and there's these giant rock formations that jut out of the middle of nowhere. We had to drive.
I can't see.
I'll post everything. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
I had to drive 45 minutes on a dirt road, which apparently.
Oh, it was paved.
Oh,
It was a paved dirt
yeah.
road.
Sorry. Yeah, Cruise America. It was definitely paved and very safe. But here we got to these funky rock formations, and here's a picture of Nathan standing, just so you can see how big they are. He's that little pea down here.
Excuse me?
You're a pea.
Mm.
But so that was the first cool thing in Kansas, was just exploring these chalk pyramids and like being blown away at how they can have something like this in Kansas, because it's something you'd find in Utah.
Ooh, that looks totally cool.
It really was. So that was the first thing. Second thing was how cheap gas got. So here's
yeah.
and it even got cheaper than this, but you can't probably see it in the picture, but it says $1.92.
Nuh-uh.
$1.92 a gallon.
No wonder. You know what I have to say, because I'll see on Facebook every once in a while people sharing posts where they're like, why are people getting mad at Trump? Like, gas prices are so low. Well, if you're there, I mean, gas prices here are $4 a gallon. Yeah, what?
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was trying to get at.
Oh my God, they're $4?
Well, $3.50 to $4 now here.
Wow.
Maybe $3. You can find it $3 at the anyways, go.
Cheap in Kansas for sure, and then a couple states it kind of held out. I think we saw it as low as $1.85.
Yeah, I think so. I think $1.85.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you guys stock up?
Yeah, every time we could. And then we saw the world's largest easel. which if you can see in the photograph
Ooh,
is a giant Van Gogh.
And Erin,
totally call.
big. She's
Wow.
just a pea down here. She's
What?
a little pea.
What did you just call me?
A pea.
Amaze balls. That's cool. I want to go there. Did you guys
One of those
shake the easel?
stupid roadside attractions. That was just really fun.
It was
It's
actually
not stupid. It's cool. It's tiddly call.
Uh-oh, Siggy dropped the tiara on the ground. Is that a
Uh-oh.
sign?
Oh, now we are never gonna know.
Okay. And then we came across this funky Kansas art town,
You never thought you'd hear all that together.
right? So Kansas has this. It has like the state art. It's the art capital of Kansas or something. So there's this place called the Garden of Eden, which is just filled. I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. It almost reminded me of Watts Towers in LA.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Just all these like
That's
funky,
cool.
like handmade like structures and like
it's like he took like wire mesh and plaster and just made all this stuff.
just created this like giant weird world, and it was just free that you can go into it and walk around.
In the Garden of Eden.
Yeah,
I want to go. That's so cool.
a little religious, but we didn't look into that too much. We just kind of admired the art of it.
Yeah, and these little places we checked out led us off the main interstate, so we were kind of exploring a little bit of Kansas that you wouldn't see just from driving through. So countryside is actually really gorgeous in certain areas. So green
Ooh.
and rolling hills.
Should we tell the story?
I'll tell the story. So we came to this one part, like kind of a, I don't know, it was like a, basically they had built this reservoir. There was this dam that they had installed. It seemed relatively recently, but so it flooded this huge reservoir that they had built. It seemed like a resort area almost. So there were these like, this beautiful rolling green hills, this picturesque reservoir. We're driving across this dam. It's like perfect blue sky with, you know, big puffy white clouds and these like beautiful new build housing along these rolling hills around the water. And I looked at it and I said, this is what heaven looks like. I think this is what heaven looks like.
He did.
Yeah.
Exact words. And we were in
Isn't that bizarre?
Kansas.
Kansas.
I want to go. Where are the pictures?
We didn't take any photos of that.
This is the more
Driving.
important picture we're getting to. This was in Kansas.
Uh-oh.
We went to the International Award-winning toilet.
Ew.
Apparently won awards for its toiletness. I don't have any more information than that, except that.
Ew.
And then Wizard of Oz Museum.
Oh my God. Soups adorbs.
Unfortunately.
It was late and it was closed. We couldn't go in, but
Yeah.
we did walk the yellow brick road.
Oh, wow. How much would it have been if you got there on time? Like
No.
$500?
It had weird, very limited hours anyway because of COVID.
Oh,
The town was really quaint and beautiful, though.
quaint.
They really
I love-
Wizard of Oz stuff.
I love quaint and beautiful towns. Can I just do a shout out really fast? Like we have Joe DiNocho, Mary Shelby, Nancy Edmondson, and Chris Burt all active in our comments, and it's just so cool, isn't it? Isn't it totally cool?
This makes it a lot more fun. We appreciate you all.
I think it's totally cool. All right, keep going.
We're almost done. This might be my last one.
Oh,
So I don't have any pictures after Kansas because everything sucked after there. But we did.
everything.
Yeah.
The road,
I'm
like,
sorry.
amazing how crappy it got.
Yeah. I mean, so when we stopped in Kansas City at probably one of the most famous barbecue places there called Gates. And this is a photo of our meal. Big giant rack of ribs, some
Ooh.
and macaroni salad. That was our one big splurge with eating out.
And how was it?
You know,
Well,
the ribs we had that our friend made for us were better.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a trip across country. Any questions? Everybody's dying to get to this part of the
So
episode.
what is it? The extreme gender reveal time?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any questions about our trip? After that, it wasn't like America turned to crap. It was just everything became kind of the same. I'd say like there was no rolling hill. It was just kind of like
And
very
we'd also
typical.
been on the road for 5-6 days, and we were, hey Joe. We were also just kind of like trying to get to where we wanted to go at that point.
Yeah.
So
And we have driven a lot of that ourselves anyway, just having been from the East Coast. It felt very familiar, at least to me, it felt very familiar. And
Yeah, well, less
Yeah.
people wearing masks and feeling. I don't know. It seemed like we entered MAGA country a little bit.
Totally.
We're doing a great job with the captions, David. Aw, you just got.
Thank you. I just want to say, oh yeah, go back to Joe for a second. Joe's super cool, and I've been having like, I wish that we could do it more because I've been having little time at my computer, but we'll have like conversations back and forth over social media and stuff. And he's kind of smart.
kind of.
He's kind of sort of smart.
You not listen to the episode we did with him?
Yeah, you should listen.
I was
Ooh.
looking at his Joe's reading. He posted a picture recently, I think on Instagram, of his like reading list recently, like books he's picked up, and there was like a book on calculus and light reading for Joe.
Chris Burt asked what our favorite state was or site.
Oh, good. Because then I have a quick follow-up question after that. Go ahead.
Go, but if
No, go ahead. I'll think.
So mine was seen Monument Valley in southeastern Utah. We weren't, because I had to go to the ER. Our timing got messed up, so we ended up there at golden hour, and it was just one of the most beautiful drives I've ever been on. And it's a tall order because I've done a lot of traveling. I've been to a lot of beautiful places, but this was just so spectacular. And
David, you would have been particularly touched because during that hour-and-a-half trip, it happened to be Madonna's birthday. So the radio was playing like an hour or 2 hour block of all of her hits over the years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Madonna.
Anyway,
What was yours, Nathan? What was your favorite?
I mean,
Was it the Arizona Regional Hospital?
probably the Arizona. No, well, it was funny when I took her into the emergency room and then went out to get a jacket because it was cold. So I wanted to get a jacket for her, and then lost one of our cats in the RV and was just convinced that Cooper had escaped somehow. And I looked everywhere, but he had climbed up into a cabinet that I had shut. So he was like in a cabinet, which ended up being his home for the most of the trip, actually.
So that was your favorite part?
The cabinet. The cat in the cabinet. No,
Cat in the cabinet.
If I had to pick, I would say, oh God, it's actually really hard. Kansas surprised the crap out of me. The sand dune was pretty amazing. Our friends brought a telescope, like a pretty nice, like a nice telescope, like not amazing, but just like a few $100 telescope so that we could look at the stars there. And that was really pretty cool. You could see, we looked at Jupiter and you could see the rings.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so cool. Isn't that amazing when you see that in a telescope? You're just like, what? That's fake.
I'm going to start saving my pennies and buy like a nice telescope that tracks, because when you get that close, they move out of the viewfinder so quickly that you need it to be motorized so that it tracks along. So I'm going to like the most, I don't know, reasonable priced version of that is and buy it eventually.
Totally. And so my follow-up question is, what was your least favorite?
Everywhere from Missouri to Ohio.
I'm going to say, I think Ohio, maybe wherever we were right before it was Illinois or something. The roads got really terrible in certain areas, just like really terrible roads. And the one thing I can say, whenever you would hit a section of road that was newly paved, it just was a world of difference, especially in a big RV. But gosh, we need to rebuild some infrastructure in this country. Like it is a freaking mess in certain areres.
This is a really good question.
Mess.
Did you have any major issues with the RV? How about in the first 5 minutes we were driving out of LA?
Oh, so as soon as we pack it up, which was just a stressful day, loading everything, getting out of our apartment, and we're on the 10. We're not even out of LA. Like we had gone maybe 2 miles, and the check engine light came on. Yeah, it ended up being fine.
And aside from Nathan dumping shit all over his hand from the pump.
So the guy, you're supposed, like there's a you hook this tube up to this pipe, but the pipe has a stopper, and the stopper is supposed to be on, right? So like the guy didn't close the stopper. He's like, oh, it's all set and ready to go, but he didn't close it. So when I went and unscrewed the cap, the shit just started coming right out. So I had to like put the cap back on, put the stopper in, and then kind of go through so I had shit on my hands more times than I'd like to admit.
I would have just ended it. I would have just gone to the nearest cliff and jumped off.
There's no cliff.
Joe, thank you for the backstories behind the photos. It was our pleasure.
Yeah,
And then we have this.
Online, so you can actually
So you can
take a
get, and I'll
gander.
post way more than we showed tonight. I have obviously a lot more, but it's an abridged version. Oh, my mom's saying hi to Joe. Now they're having conversations that don't involve us.
And then he said this.
Try night on your phones to take a picture of the stars.
Oh yeah, he told me to do this and I haven't done it yet. Have you ever done that?
I've only done the long exposure on my DSLR camera.
I know.
Night mode. No, you know what I did do though? I think I stuck my camera up to the telescope viewfinder and maybe took a few photos of Jupiter.
I think you tried to. They didn't come out.
They didn't come out very well.
No,
I did like a video and you could kind of.
The night mode, I think, is a variation of the long exposure that
I've never used that.
DSLRs do. I've never used it though.
Wait, was it Jupiter or Saturn?
Saturn.
Because Saturn has the rings, right?
Saturn.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I know that Jupiter has rings, but I was like, wow, he must have had a really powerful telescope to see the rings from this far. Go ahead, yeah.
This is how quickly I forget things.
It was totally understand.
Big Dipper's over here. The Big Dipper's over here, and then it was directly opposite.
It moves a lot. Joe will know. If you ask Joe, he'll know.
Maybe he'll know.
A lot of shit on your preparation for your future, Nathan. Very soon.
True.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Good comment.
No,
it's true.
Actually, we met up with with someone, like we social distance, someone in Colorado Springs, and we had talked about the story. And this is the first time we had ever met this person, but great guy. We're friends by the time we left. And he already had a nickname for Nathan, which was Shit Hands.
Ew.
Awesome.
All right.
No, yeah, between that, how you clean the litter box. Poop is certainly in my life.
I can't do it. I'm compromised. What can I say?
Oh, that's right. You can't. You're so lucky.
I know.
You should get more cats now, Erin.
Great. Awesome. Speaking of, I think it's time. We've had this up on the screen for far too long. I think we need to get some guesses first, but our moms cannot contribute to this since they already know.
Yeah.
Why'd you tell them, those blabbermouths?
Anybody?
Any guesses? Any guesses?
David, what do you think?
I guess what?
No.
To be very PC here, it's more of a sex reveal rather than a gender.
Wait, if it identifies as the alternate gender, will you still allow it to live in your home? Wait, I have a really good question for you guys. Is there anything that this child can be that will cause you guys great upset or concern? Like if it told you it was a les, or if it told you like, oh, I'm a man or a woman or no, or this or that, like, is there anything? Go.
Serial killer.
Yeah, I agree.
No, but like the sexual gender, you don't care? The sexual proclivities or genders, you guys don't give a crap?
No, not at all.
No.
Not one bit.
We have a guess.
Chris thinks it's a boy, so we got one vote for boy. David, what do you think?
But Nancy Edmondson says this, so...
And Nancy says, ha.
I think I'm going to say boy because you have already 2 sons. Now you can have my 3 sons.
I'm going to live in a house of boys.
Forget it. What?
I'm going to live in a house of boys. What's your guess?
Yeah. Joe, what's your guess? Joe's not guessing.
That's okay. He doesn't have to.
All right. So how do we want to do this?
So what we're going to do is I'm going to put on a little music. It's a little celebratory music. And we're going to have a 15-second wardrobe change. And trust me, by the time we come back in our new wardrobe,
burn the house down.
You'll know what, if it's a wee wee or a hoo ha. So David, can you vamp
Yes, I can vamp. I guess I could tell you guys the story because a lot of people are saying that I never revealed this on the podcast, but I was in the 80s. I was trapped in the West German consulate mansion for an evening, for a night, a whole night actually, because I used to go out a lot in the 80s. I go out every single night and I go to clubs. Oh, and I have the distinction of I've never paid to get into a nightclub in my life. I've paid to go see bands and things, but I've never paid to get into a nightclub. I will only go to a nightclub if I'm invited and I'm on the list. I won't go. I won't pay and stand in line. That doesn't happen. Hell no. Anyway, so I went. We were partying. And you know how you oh my God! It's a boy! Yay! You were right. It's a boy.
It's a girl.
What, a girl? What?
It's a girl. Hey.
What kind of a girl has long, beautiful hair and wears pink? That's gonna be a drag queen. I'm looking at Nathan. It's gonna be a drag queen.
If we're lucky.
Got a hoo-ha.
How funny.
What do you think, David?
Yay! So her name's Glundleclitch. Yay!
So now, yeah, the next episode, we're gonna have to figure out what her name's gonna be, and we're gonna just crowdsource it from you all.
Yeah, name our child, please.
Yay! Wait, here we have. Oh God, I'm behind on the comments. Here we have this. Oh wait, this was his vote. He was wrong. Then we have this.
Play.
And then we have here. You guys read them out quickly. Ready,
Joe,
go.
Mary said Joe is thinking blue.
And then we have this one. I don't know why. And then we have this one. Oh, because I won't go to a club. Yeah, that's exactly right, Joe.
That was your vamping story. Vamp.
I only got a few lines in, and then Chris went berserk, and then Chris said that. That's so nice. And then Chris said this, and then Mary said this.
Wait, we have audio listeners. So
Mary said yay.
There's congratulations. That was a great reveal.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot we were a radio show.
Whoopsie.
Yeah,
Well, that's nice.
Long golden locks like Nathan has right now.
Wait, who's this person?
It's forever though.
We have Cody Ritter. Hello, Cody Ritter. Welcome to our podcast. He says Maplewood von Edmondson. That's an adorable name.
Oh, that's Cody and I went to school together, and we grew up in Maplewood.
Oh, that's interesting that he wants to call your daughter Maplewood.
I'm pretty sure that's what he was going for.
Thank you, Cody Rivers.
Ritter.
Oh, is he related to John Ritter?
I don't know.
I think he has an older brother named John. Don't you, Cody? Anyway, that's not interesting to our audience.
So everybody listening, before we go, if you want to throw in your votes for girls' names, have the mothers or the fathers or anyone in the family thrown in a name they want to use?
I guess I can leave that up to the moms to say right now.
This is what little Nancy von Edmondson says.
Nancy says we can't wait.
She's the grandma.
And Chris says, I can see her starring in your videos. Oh.
Oh, yeah. No, we're going to exploit the shit out of this girl. She's going to be the star of every video we do. She's going to be like a very prima donna, like casting-aholic.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making that up.
Oh my God, Nancy, look at Nancy von Edmondson rebuffs the parents saying that's their job to choose the name.
She's very progressive.
That is true. It is our job, I guess.
But suggestions are always good, Nancy von Edmondson Jr.
We're gonna crowdsource the names from our podcast listeners. Not next episode. Next episode we have a really cool guest, which Nathan's gonna plug right now. Maybe
yes.
one after. So go.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. So our 2 weeks from now, when we do our next live stream, it will not be on a Wednesday. It will, in fact, be on a Tuesday. and we are going to have a very special guest on the show. We're going to have author and cultural journalist Jane Borden on the show. Her first book was called I Totally Meant to Do That, and it was published by Crown in 2011. And she recently had an article in Vanity Fair called What Is It About California and Cults? So this was just in Vanity Fair on September 3rd. You can find it online. It's a really excellent short little article. But she's obsessed with cults now. And I thought it was perfect for her to come on so that she can talk with David about Scientology and just tell us all what she thinks about cults, because she did a lot of research for this article for Vanity Fair.
It should be fun. Hey, Cody Ritter said, so lame. I'm sorry. Does anybody know why?
No.
Cody, if you're still listening, go ahead and type why. And then someone, we don't know who this is, said congrats.
We have all three grandmas on.
Look at that.
Hey, Mary Drader, any suggestions on the name?
This is David's mom.
It could be. I'm still voting for Glumbilklitch or Serenopera.
I guess we
What
could
about
Davidre.
Yeah.
What's Davidre?
It's a play on David.
What about Davidria?
Davidria. There you go.
Mary Shelby says, so very true. I don't know what she's saying very true to, but this is what CB Actor Traveler says. There is an adorable photo of Nathan when he was a kid from him sitting on the bed. You must post alongside your daughter. Okay. Where is that photo? Where and how is CB Actor Traveler seen it?
I don't know. Chris, he's going to have to let us know what he's talking about, because I actually don't know.
And then, Unimaginary Friend voted for Serenoptra.
These are outside the box. I'm interested. Oh, your mom likes Veronica, David.
We already have our cousin Veronica. I like Veronica, but her real name is Veronica Weandria, which that's the name you should choose. Veronica Weandria von Edmondson. Are you guys hyphenating? Veronica Weandria Betty Davis Jr. von Edmondson. Oh, that was hard.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have that last name for sure. That makes a lot of
Ooh, Chris says Cleopatra. I say Cleopatra. If she's gonna be a drag queen, be a drag queen, bitch. Cleopatra von Edmondson. What in the house? She didn't come to play. She came to slay, bitch.
Oh man. Well.
Oh hell yeah.
All right. If that's it was,
Oh yeah, it was on the wall at our old job. So yeah. Oh gosh, I'll have to. Yeah, there's some photo.
Oh, we all had to bring in baby photos. That's right.
Oh gosh, I have to remember which one that was. Stella.
Stella von. Is Stella short for anything?
Stellar.
Stellar von Edmondson. Wait, will you guys go the route of like Apple or like Rocket Man or like a celebrity name like that?
really not up to us. It's up to our audience.
I'm gonna stack the deck.
We're gonna pick the best name of those offered, and that's it. So we're not going outside of that pool of names.
Yeah.
I say lyingly. All right.
All right. So in 2 weeks.
Wait,
What?
we have another vote. Oh, lesbian von Edmondson. That actually has a ring to it.
It's not terrible. I'll say that.
It's not terrible, right?
So we're gonna be back live with this interview, not 2 Wednesdays from now, but it's gonna be the Tuesday the 7th. So
Tuesday the 6th.
Tuesday the 6th, and we'll post something a couple days ahead of time, so you guys can put in your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've been having fun doing the live broadcasts, and hopefully we'll get you guys keep tuning in. We love the conversation. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll post those photos. And
We do.
You know,
Thank you so much.
Stella Luna.
Ooh, Stella Luna. Stella of Oro.
Stella de Oro. These are
Stella
some
de Oro.
audience.
Oh, that means gold star.
Ah.
Is that French?
No, it's Italiano. Hey.
Stellarium, the app that allows you to track stars. Guys, these are really great suggestions.
I love it.
They are really great.
If you haven't already followed us here at Unimaginary Friend, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You'll get all the updates on when we're live streaming. And yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
Yeah. Twat at our Twitter and face at our book and all that shit.
David,
Bye.
do you want to finish us out with our special word?
Hold on, vamp for a second. Wait, vamp for a second.
Say it. Say it.
All right, everybody, let's celebrate. Coming to the stage, it's Cleopatra Von Edmondson. Let's give her a hand. All right, all the way from Los Angeles, premier drag queen. You saw her last season on RuPaul Drag Race, bitch. Thank you, Nancy Von Edmondson. Name your own kids, you lazy white people.
Let's celebrate.